Sometimes it takes certain things falling apart for better things to fall into place. Sometimes it takes losing what you're settling for to remind you of what you truly deserve. Sometimes it takes the most uncomfortable paths to lead your life to the most beautiful place. I know it's hard, but you'll never see the purpose of the storm until you see the growth it produced. You'll never see the purpose of someone leaving your life until you see what's best for your life. You'll never understand why you're going through what you're going through until you see the strength, the power, the growth that it built inside of you. I want you to understand this and believe this, Andy. Your current situation is not your final destination.
You have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. And you got to have a mentor who's experienced, who's been there, done that. And as a result of that relationship, because you can't see the picture when you're in the frame. Muhammad Ali said, "I'm the greatest," but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee. And Michael Jordan never won a championship without Phil Jackson. So you've got to have someone that can see something in you that you can't see, that can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself.
If you know someone who uses the phrase, "it is what it is," trust me, they are dangerous. They've mastered the art of acceptance and refuse to let anything beyond their control to affect them. So if you try to manipulate or threaten to leave their life, think again. They do not care. You can walk out of their life and they'll even open the door for you. And the best part, when someone asks them if they're okay because you left them, they'll simply use that magical phrase, "it is what it is." They won't chase after you or beg you to stay. They've learned that life goes on no matter what. This attitude makes them strong, resilient. It's not that they don't have feelings, they just prioritize their peace. So if you think you can break them or make them feel small, you're in for a surprise. They've seen it all, and they're still standing tall. You leaving won't shake their world. Remember, they've mastered the phrase and the mindset behind it. It is what it is, and they're perfectly okay with that. Drop 100 if you agree with me and pass this to someone who needs it. God bless you.
Hey. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right?
All right.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period. Go.
If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret. And that bill from regret is generational.
When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
Mm-hmm.
Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is feeling fear and moving forward anyway.
The greatest version of you is not the "I can do anything" version of you. The greatest version of you is the disciplined version of you. The greatest version of you is the version that has parameters. No, I don't do that. I don't drink that. I don't go there with these people. I'm focused.
When it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life.
What if we have that kind of attitude? The car's repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams.
I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus. And
if I see one more person posting their workout routine, their sauna and cold plunge, the diet routine of their hashtag beast mode, if I see one more person posting how their parenting routine and the wonderful intricate snacks that they make for their children, like all day long, there is an idealized, stylized version of every single aspect of our life that is so much better than the gag reel that we're living. And we're watching it, and we're comparing ourselves to it and our partner to it. And we're going, how come my partner doesn't look like that? They don't look like that. Like all these videos of the person like getting up in the morning, who set up the camera? There's someone set up a camera. Like, and I really feel sometimes like I'm the crazy person. Going, guys, do you not see this? Like, do you not see this? Do you not see that this is what's making you unhappy? You're unhappy with yourself. You're unhappy with your partner. You're unhappy with your relationship with your partner because you're comparing it to fiction. And because it's on your phone, instead of on the movie screen, you think it's real.
At certain times in a man's life, he's either a fool, he's a victim, or he's a king. The table is always full of excuses. But the king stage is when you realize, wait a minute, this is your table. Wait a minute, this is your room. You have to accept whatever you are letting into your life, good or bad. As a king, you can tell people to get out of your court. As a king, you don't have to accept any of those excuses. As a king, you have to know that you are responsible for your life, good and bad. You did that. So, as a king, if something's not right, it's your responsibility to change it.
Some people are like, oh, men are dogs. And I was like, yes, they are. They're loyal. They're always happy to see you. They're looking for something to do for you. What could they bring you? they just want to be admired and appreciated. And yeah, if you treated them like dogs, everything would turn out much more. So anyhow, fast forward, I needed to study more what caused women to treat men the way that they do. I just kept learning and women kept asking more and more from me. And so it was like 6 years into it when we did our first workshop on relationships. Before that, it was all just interacting with men and then learning as women what to honor about ourselves, which I learned from men. I thought I knew women until I started listening to men talk about women. Oh my gosh. What you all see is so much better.
Well, we feel me.
About ourselves.
I believe in the game. Last day, I know you see me doing my shit. Put it in the ring when we need it. Double cash when we need it. That's it. Fake bro. Fuck your love. Don't call me again. Don't act cool with me. Self-national high. See you after match. Focus to the last minute. That's it. Don't try me.
Can you admit a goal or a dream that you want to chase, but you're feeling like, nah, I can't fly that high. I'm not equipped. I don't really have the ability. I'm not qualified. Can you admit something in your life that guilt is keeping you from getting it? Can you admit something that you don't want to start, continue, or finish? Say it aloud to yourself. Right now.
Getting successful, it's not a magic trick. You have a say-so in that. You can decide to be rich, but you first have to think it.
the difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. You have to change this. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're gonna keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your siblings think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. They have nothing to do with it. This decision is yours and yours alone.
Never let anybody tell you that you can't.
A lot of time as a leader, a lot of time as a business builder, a lot of time as a craftsperson. You will have an idea for a business or a product where the rest of the world says that's impossible. And we have to be coming from a place from within where our I can is larger than our I can. You absolutely must do the interior work required where you have these fiery levels of confidence where when the world is saying, you know what, I dismiss your vision, or that is impossible, you have to be that lone voice who goes, no, you know what, it is possible, and just watch me do it.
I am not going to allow anything to shake me. I'm not going to allow anything to stop me. I'm not going to allow anything to stop my happiness and my growth. You got to live beyond reality. Even before you do it, see yourself doing it. Even before you accomplish it, see yourself accomplishing it. Your perception is everything, not your circumstances, not your situation. It's how you see it. And if you can learn to see it correctly, if you can learn to just get past the pain, get past the little hurt, and if you can learn to see it properly, I guarantee you can be what you want to be. You can have what you want to have. You can do what you want to do.
You are not ready. I know. Like everyone else, you want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose, to accept defeat. To learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
A strong woman is not cold, she's not stuck up. She's just been used, lied to, and taken for granted too many times. That's why she has a small circle. Now she only lets in those who prove they deserve a seat at her table. She's learned that not everyone who smiles is a friend, and not everyone who promises to stay actually means it. So she guards her peace, protects her energy, and chooses quality over quantity. Her circle is small, but it's real. The people she keeps close are the ones who have shown up, stayed consistent, and never made her question their loyalty. She doesn't need to be surrounded by a crowd, just a few souls who truly understand her. That's the kind of strength that comes from experience, from heartbreak, from growth. So if she lets you in, don't take it lightly, because a strong woman doesn't need many people, just the right ones.
Don't impose your notions of someone's destiny on them. You do not know how that person's life should unfold. You're there to help them think that through. You are not there to give them advice. It's a theft to giving someone advice, especially if you're a therapist, is theft, because it's theft because if they succeed, well, then it's your success. And it's corrupt theft because if they fail, they bear the consequences and you don't. So that's terrifying. And then the other thing I learned that was terrifying was I never saw anyone in my therapeutic practice ever get away with anything even once. You know, there's that old idea that God has a book and everything you do is written down. It's like, that's not just an idea. You get away with nothing.
What is this? Brick. Good. What else? A weapon. Louis Kahn said, even a brick wants to be something.
Dropping big lows. Well, we feel me. I believe in the game. Last day I know you
A brick wants to be something.
Double cash when we need it. That's
It aspires.
Fake bro. Fuck your love. Don't call me again. Don't act cool with me. Selfishness in your eyes.
Even a common, ordinary brick wants to be something more than it is.
Don't try me.
Wants to be something better than it is. That is what we must be.
So, as you say, and I will keep repeat, the consistency is the most difficult thing.
Just doing it every day.
Yes, every day.
Do you ever wake up and you say, I don't want to do it today?
I fight against my mind. Yes, sometimes it's happened. We are all human beings. We are not happy every day. We are, not in a good mood every day. It's normal. It's part of us.
What do you do to overcome that?
I fight against that. It's the big challenge. It's when you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat, sometimes it's hard. It's what many people say, you like to go to the gym every day. Of course not. It's not true. Nobody likes to go to the gym every day. But you have to do it. Probably yes, because your mental strength is coming from that moments that in a hard moment, you should do it. So, and I do it because after that, maybe in the beginning you feel hard to start, but after when you finish the gym or cold plunge or even the training, you will feel better.
A genius isn't a person that does everything. A genius is a person that does the right things, the necessary things, conserving energy, playing the game right. Why? Because if you understand that everything's energy, because everything is energy, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, everything transmutes to energy. Your goal is to conserve your energy as much as possible.
Whenever you feel negative or unhappy about anything, you say, wait a minute, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for what happens. I can't change the past, so I'm not going to spend a second worrying about the past. I'm going to become so busy working on my future and my goals that I don't have time to think about the past.
When God gives us real love, our first response is we reject it. I just need God's love. But when God essentially tries to love on us, we reject it. We do that in unbelief. We do that in lack of trust. And we do that with lack of commitment. We do that with lack of submission. And essentially, we always end up running from God when He's the safest place to run to. It's a strange thing, but our mind needs to be renewed. But essentially, that's why people reject God. It's real love. And essentially, when we don't have our minds renewed, we'll reject His love. And we'll go everywhere else to find it. And essentially, we'll never find it. It's a horrible journey. But I pray that you guys understand that we need to have our minds renewed to receive the love of God. Period.
Don't listen to the naysayers. Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done. Or no. I remember when I wanted to be a bodybuilding champion, including my parents and everyone else around me, said this is impossible. You can't be a bodybuilding champion. So whenever someone said to me, it can't be done, I heard it can be done. When they said no, I heard yes. And when they said it's impossible, I heard it is possible. Because I am a strong believer. Nelson Mandela said that everything is always impossible until someone does it. Well, I'm going to be the one that said to myself, I'm going to do it and I'm going to show it to them. Maybe it has never been done before. That's perfectly fine with me. But I'm going to do it.
The reason most people fail is because they give up what they want most for what they want now. People don't fail because they're not talented or skilled or whatever. It's like you give up what you want most for what you want now.